My bad, y'all. I had to go get me a cold one. Fix me a drink. What's up? What's up, y'all? What up? What up, though? Let me turn off my other work because it's time to put in some work. What's good, y'all? What's good? It's been, what, 3 days since the game? Today's Wednesday. It still hurts. I'm not gonna lie to you. The L still hurts. Time doesn't heal all wounds. Some of you're fine. Yeah, this is a glass I got. I went on a cruise Sunday, and I got this from the Star Wars hyperspace bar. I think it's supposed to be like something from The Mandalorian, if you're familiar. First time drinking out of it, though. Very, very different. Very, very different. What's good, everybody? Look at the chat. Let's check out the chat. You got Chief Queef in it. What up, though? Joe Clarity, what's good? Nick Rosa, what up, though? Daniel Wu, what up, though? Brian Chavez, what up, though? Corey Ruffin, what up, though? Miss Rand, hey, what up, though? Arvera, what up, though? Tyrants, what up, though? Shane, what up, though? See, he's waiting on me so long this week. I thought maybe he disowned me. My bad. I was on a cruise. Donald Duck, what up, though? Rock Jones, what up, though? Austin Wright, what up, though? Josh, what up, though? Let's talk about it, though, because we have some news to discuss. Let me button up my collar to let y'all know I'm about the business. Let's get into it, man, because we have to talk about this game first. And it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. It definitely leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I can't be happy about this. And some people are. Some people are, because some people want to tank. Some people want to lose these games. Some people are fine with not jeopardizing draft position because, hey, we're not going to win the Super Bowl. Why not try to get better draft position? We're competitive. The games are interesting. The games are entertaining. Hey, it is what it is. I just disagree, man. If I want to be entertained, I'm going to go watch Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and them. If I want to be entertained, I'll go watch them. When I watch my team, I'm trying to see wins. I'm trying to see wins, man. And I might have said this before, but like, yeah, you want to be entertained, but I'm trying to see wins, man. The entertainment value of a Panthers game doesn't matter to me because I'm going to watch it regardless. So it doesn't matter how I go. I'm not gonna not tune in. That's just the unfortunate relationship I have with the Panthers. I love the team. But the entertainment value don't mean nothing to me, man. It don't. And I understand that, like, okay, hey, the best case scenario is you stay competitive. You maybe you fall with style. You lose, but you go out swinging. You compete to the whistle. To me, I'm just not in the business. If we were getting smoked like we had been before over the past X amount of games leading up to the most recent outings, where we actually won back-to-back games, if we were getting smoked like we did the first couple weeks, they hurt. But like, it's like, oh well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh well. But like when there's a chance to actually win the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's a chance for the team to actually win the game, they need to win the game. Period. There's no such thing as good losses. College football probably showed you that looking at the playoff. This whole mentality of good losses and being competitive even though we lost and entertainment, they're just not there. There's multiple games. These are back-to-back games where the team snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. The game was right there. The game was right there to be had. And the team blew it. I'm just not. Those aren't the type of things those things linger. Losing those close games and self-inflicted wounds, those things linger. So figuring out how to win these type of games when they're close, learning that every play is crucial, learning that you have to execute for 4 quarters, those high leverage moments, pulling through and building that confidence is more important to me than a couple different draft spots, especially in a draft class where a lot of scouts are saying that outside of Travis Hunter, it's messy. There's no defined prospects. I've read reports that the only prospect that would be a top 10 pick last year would have been Travis Hunter. That's how murky the class is. Not to mention when it's not about tanking no more. And shout out to my guy Ari who said it on Twitter. Once you get the quarterback, there's really no point in tanking. Once you get the quarterback, what are you tanking for? There's always going to be good players at the top of the draft. There's always going to be good players in the first round. You're supposed to tank to find the quarterback. You want to get a best pick to get the pick of the litter at quarterback. So like this whole tanking and glad we're losing, I just don't understand it, man. If the game is there to be had, we need to have it. Especially when you talk about fumbling against potential division champs, and then the Super Bowl champs. Those are 2 statement wins for a rookie head coach that can really put a stake in your claim that, hey, we may not be here yet, but we're on the way. And you may not get opportunities like those again. You're in these close games with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, with Patrick Mahomes. You're going against Dave Canales, going against his former team, a division rival. Those are statement wins. Those are statement wins. You know what I'm saying? Like you send a message. You send a message when you make those type of statement wins. So I'm just not in the business of giving games away. I'm sorry. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you have not. My name is Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. We're recapping the game. We're recapping some news and updates for the Carolina Panthers. Let's talk about a couple news topics before we get into a full game recap and the topics at hand and in the headline, because y'all saw the subject. We're going to talk about who we think is to blame. What are some of the reasoning behind Bryce Young's resurgence? Stuff like that. Got a few things to talk about today. But first things first, Tepper Sports and Entertainment announced that they have promoted Christy Coleman to CEO of the entity. Now, Chrissy Coleman has been a part of the organization for about 10 years. She's one of the highest ranking females in sports now. She will report directly to David Tepper, and she'll be in charge of all the assets of Tepper Sports Entertainment, which includes the Carolina Panthers, Major League Soccer's Charlotte FC, and of course, Bank of America Stadium. And she was previously just the president of the Carolina Panthers. She's promoted to a more executive role in the organization of Tepper Sports and Entertainment, but she will maintain her position as president of the Carolina Panthers. Now, we know David Tepper has a history of some of his execs not sticking around. Yeah, the history not sticking around. You know, there's been a revolving door at times in terms of coaches and execs that work for David Tepper. But Coleman has definitely stuck it out. Now, some people are wondering, what does this mean for David Tepper? Does this mean he's going to be stepping back and be less involved? To me, just reading the press release, I got to say no. I have to say no. You know, because one, it's still his billions. Period. It's still his billions, right? Two, he's still going to be chairman and owner of the organization. So he's still around. Three, her position with the Panthers has not changed. She's still just the president. Not just the president. It's not a I don't understand to sneeze at, but David Tepper is still the owner of the Carolina Panthers. Her position with the team has not changed. From what I read and understand, this is just more of a business restructure of Tepper Sports and Entertainment that's going to probably have a bigger effect on the soccer team and just operations with the business. That's what it sounds like. And so I still think it's going to be same old, whatever that same old is. She has a lot on her plate in terms of just the whole thing, but clearly she's doing something right if David Tepper has promoted her and she's decided to stick around. But like I said, it just seems to be reshaping the business matters. They're trying to restructure how they do things with the soccer team. I know they have some different things going on. I'm not very privy to the Charlotte FC front office and what they have going on, but I know they fired some coaches over the years as well, and it's still a new franchise. But clearly, Bank of America Stadium has been bringing lots of music. That's been David Tepper's calling card, bringing music to Charlotte. And they just announced that Kendrick Lamar is going to be having a tour stop at Bank of America Stadium. Kendrick Lamar, his tour, he just dropped that album, fresh off the beef with Drake. He's going to be performing at the Super Bowl. They just announced that Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing at Bank of America Stadium. That's a big get. That is a big get this time of year because Kendrick is hot. I hope y'all got online and bought y'all tickets today if y'all trying to go. I'm not going myself. That don't mean I'm Team OVO, but I just hope y'all bought y'all tickets if y'all were planning on going. I know we got a couple Drake fans on the team. Chuba Hubbard, I'm sure he won't be going to the Kendrick Lamar concert. Bryce Young, I'm sure he won't be going to the Kendrick Lamar concert. They OVO. According to Chuba, he's the OVO team. That's what he said. That's what he said. But I don't think Tepper's stepping back. Like I said, her position as president is the same. Tepper is still his billions. And even though she's CEO, it's not going to affect more of the football side. It seems like it's going to affect everything else that Tepper Sports and Entertainment does. So, don't get too excited, guys. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Does it mean she's gonna bring grass? I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it. As long as that soccer team here, bro, it's going to be turf. It is. One second. Is Kendrick Lamar coming to play safety? Nah, he a little too short. He a little short. He's shorter than me. Ain't no way Kendrick Lamar playing safety. Ain't no way Kendrick Lamar playing safety. Ain't no way. But you guys get the video a thumbs up. We got 95 people in here, but only 29 likes. What's going on? Show some love. Show some love. The likes are free. The likes are free. Shout out to Christopher Wright on the super chat. Said passing on Emmanuel Forrest waiver wire, thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm indifferent. This seems like it would. I think claiming him, he's had some up and downs, man. He's had some up and downs. I'm not overly familiar with this game. I do remember him being that. He was like a ball hawk type of guy coming out. I know he struggled. I know pretty much A.J. Brown pretty much sunned him on multiple occasions. But we'll see. I'm sure he ends up being a good get for the Rams. But I think the Panthers are fine with what they have at corner, outside at least. If they can find a nickel, maybe they'll try to kick the tires on it. But I'm indifferent on it. And they clearly passed. They had a chance if they wanted to, but they passed. Former first-round talent, but been in the league 2 years, 3 years, something like that. I'm not sure what the disconnect has been. He's very, very thin. Very, very thin build and slender, but a taller corner, something that we like. Maybe he's not physical enough. I don't know. I don't know why they passed on him. But he's officially a Ram now. He's a Ram now. Jay Issue, what up, though? What up, though? Look at Spud Webb for the NBA. Yeah, it's a little bit more physical of a game in the NFL. than anything. Next up, an article was released by The State, I think is what it's called, talking about FanFest at Clemson. Now, remember FanFest during training camp was the time where it gives a chance back together again as the first time. And the second kind of instance is FanFest. It's a nightly practice. The fans come out. It's a fireworks thing. Since it's the 30th anniversary of the Carolina Panthers, they decided to do it where it all began, at Clemson. But it ended up kind of being a failure. This article released the numbers and the attendance. The Carolina Panthers weren't talking about this, so this article reported it. According to the numbers that came out, the Panthers anticipated about 30,000 people would show up for FanFest. The actual attendance only ended up being 5,000 fans. Wow. They anticipated 30. They only got 5. My goodness. Clemson Memorial Stadium was bone dry from a fan standpoint. It wasn't dry from a weather standpoint because it definitely rained. So the rain definitely had an effect on the attendance because according to the reports, the initial agreement was for 45,000. The Panthers came back and revised and said they only want 30,000. And then roughly 17,000 tickets were sold. They're $5 tickets, so they're cheap. 17,000 tickets were sold, but only 5,000 attended. That means only half the people bought tickets of the allotted amount that they projected. So that's bad there. But of that, because of the rain, because they're only $5, people said, I'm going to find something better to do. I'm not going out there in the rain. I'm not going to see this 2-15 team from last year. I'm not. And it was a lot going on because this is the same week that school started. It was raining. And logistically, it's just horrible getting to Clemson. This was fumbled tremendously by the Carolina Panthers, in my opinion. As a Panthers fan from South Carolina, I'm a little bit pissed off. I'm not going to lie. It feels like ever since they decided to remove the training camp from South Carolina, or ever since Tepper has been here, he's been trying his best to get out of Wofford for training camp. I know the whole Rock Hill situation went left. But I just feel like South Carolina continues to be the stepchild of this team. You keep pushing 2 states, 1 team, but the love and the consistency isn't really there. I understand that you tried to do the whole nostalgia thing. I understand it was just for charity, but clearly the numbers show this was a flop. The Panthers spent $197,000, including stadium fees, video, staff, and all that stuff. I know there was a bus taking down for PSL owners down to Clemson. But I'm going to tell you this. I go to training camp. I was there up in Charlotte. I plan on going to FanFest. I did not know because I checked my GPS the night before. Getting from Charlotte to Clemson is a nightmare. Especially at that time. FanFest was at 5:45, 6 o'clock. Getting from Charlotte to Clemson, South Carolina, in the upstate of South Carolina is an absolute nightmare. This was planned poorly by the team. They got to take this one on the chin. This is planned poorly by the team. And I know, talking to just some fans from Charlotte, they weren't planning on going anyway. One, they kind of just say, hey, it's in South Carolina. Y'all do y'all thing. This is the team giving the dog a bone. We gonna chill. I'll see y'all back together Saturday. So they weren't planning on going anyway. But the people that may have wanted to go to FanFest, logistically getting there, the GPS told me 3.5 hours. If you look at it without that, it's about 1 hour 45, 2 hours to get from the upstate of South Carolina to Charlotte. 3.5 hours during 5 o'clock rush hour, thinking about somebody that has a job. You have a job. You're not going to be able to get off work and then do that. Not to mention, it was the week that school started. It was during the week. It was just poorly planned. It was poorly planned. It seemed like it was thrown together. We didn't really get a lot of details on it until roughly later on. They just need to do better by the state of South Carolina. We deserve better. There's fans from South Carolina. Hell, a couple of people on the team are from South Carolina, and they are Panthers fans. Jadeveon Clowney from Rock Hill, Panthers fan. Xavier Legette from Mullins. Like, they got to do better, man. Because even on TV, the stream, if you couldn't make it, the stream practice, it was horrible. It was horrible. The only thing you could see on TV was the stream with Steve Smith commentating, and the play-by-play guy, his name escapes me. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not going to give it a shot. I'm not going to butcher it. But all they did, it looked like a My Player camera or a Road to Glory camera on a video game. It was just zoomed in on one player, watching him the whole time. You couldn't even see the plays at practice. It was a waste of time to try to watch it on TV. So they didn't even take care of the fans that couldn't make it. It was just horribly done, man. It was horribly done. They got to do better. They got to get back to the drawing board and do something better for the state of South Carolina. You can't keep preaching that 2 states, 1 team. The logo is shaped like the border of both states. We got to do better. Nah, Clowney not from Goose Creek. Clowney went to what's it called? He went to South Point. Conley went to the same school as Stephon Gilmore. But South Carolina deserves better, man. Like, and I know most of the people that are content creators or may have a platform or a voice are from North Carolina or from wherever. So I feel like I got to speak up for South Carolina because there's fans in South Carolina and they deserve better. I know my family is there in South Carolina. I was born and raised in South Carolina. I graduated from school in Pickens County. I'm from the upstate, man. So they got to do better. They got to do better. But real quick, before we get into the game action, I just want to talk about Deontay Johnson real quick. Deontay Johnson. So reports came out today. Actually, give me 1 second. Reports came out today that Deontay Johnson has been suspended. Now, mind you, sorry, 1 second. I got to check something else. Mind you, Deontay Johnson just got traded like what? Yesterday from the Panthers. Not that recently, but still. It's nasty work. Yeah, shout out to Aiken, Saluda, and Lexington County. Yeah, maybe Columbia would have been better. But Deontay Johnson has officially been suspended by the Baltimore Ravens for 1 game for conduct detrimental to the team. It is their bye week, and apparently reports have come out that he may even be released. Now, mind you, Deontay Johnson was traded very, very recently, and I got to come to the front of the congregation. I was very critical of Dan Morgan for not getting more. Deontay Johnson was fairly productive, maybe not as efficient as you like, but he was on the wide receiver 1. He still leads the team in receiving yards currently, believe it or not. Not for long, because Thielen's probably about to take that over again. But he was very productive in the time he was here, mainly with Andy Dalton. We know that Deontay Johnson was acquired in a trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers for Deontay Jackson. It felt like a win-win for both sides. The Panthers were about to cut Deontay Jackson. Deontay Johnson, time was up with the Steelers. He was in a contract year. The future did not seem to work out. He did not get along with the team per se. Had some rifts in the locker room. And the Panthers were desperate for a wide receiver. All offseason, we heard about Deontay being the man, how the offense was going to start with him, how the passing game was going to be funneled through him. And that was the case. He had a lot of targets. He was the focus. And Bryce Young struggled those first 2 games. And there were some rumblings that a lot of the people on the roster weren't happy. Maybe mainly the receivers. And I have to think that it was Deontay Johnson, but I can't help but think that some of the other receivers agree with him. Because the teammates, they said that he was a pretty good teammate. There was nothing wrong with him. The local media, they hadn't heard. Some of them had told us that he wasn't really a distraction per se. But we did hear that sometimes he would practice, sometimes he wouldn't. It just depended on how he felt. He practiced kind of when he wanted to, according to Joe Person. And then he was traded. And like I said, I was very critical, thinking that they should have got more compensation because the Panthers, all they did, they moved up 15 spots in the draft. They pick swapped the 5th round pick and the 6th round pick. And they also paid all of Deontay Johnson's salary for the rest of the year. Legitimately gave him away to anybody who would take him. And when going to the Ravens, with a team that's trying to make a Super Bowl run, a guy that claiming he wants to win, clearly he wants to get the ball and probably win as well. But getting the ball is probably primary because this is a contract year. The receivers are getting paid out the wazoo. He wants his piece of the pie. So there's a lot of pressure on him this year to be productive. It seemed like he was on pace for a solid year and setting himself up here with the Panthers, but they had to get him gone. They're trying to build a culture, and with the first-year coach like Dave Canales, maybe what was going on with Deontay wasn't good for the team. And the results since he's left have been pretty solid. Bryce Young has returned to the lineup. Bryce Young looks way better. It feels like addition by subtraction. The fact that we're not starting any in the offense with him might have freed up Bryce Young's mind and might have forced Dave Canales to expand his horizons, to get everybody involved. Because Bryce seems more like a quarterback that spreads the ball around. Yes, he has his favorites like Thielen that make plays for him. But a lot of guys catch passes when Bryce Young is playing quarterback. A lot of guys do. He'll give anybody a chance. Hell, he threw a dang pass to Felipe Franks down the seam on the first drive of the game. That was dropped. So maybe it was addition by subtraction for the Panthers. But with the Ravens, we expected him to maybe show up. It's been a few weeks. His snaps were not really great. He's only had about, 3 to 5 targets. Caught, 1 pass. Had some drops, ran the wrong route, not been in the right spot. There's been frustration with that Ravens offense. And the reports came out that he did not want to go in the game. They tried to put him in the game this past week against the Eagles, and he refused. He refused to go into the game when his number was called. Crazy. Yes, he just didn't want to go. He wasn't happy with the role that he was getting because questions had been coming out weekly. Why isn't Deontay getting snaps? Why isn't Deontay getting targets? The Ravens are similar to the Panthers. They have a little bit more, talent at receiver, in my opinion. But they've been looking for weapons for their quarterback for years. So it felt like a low-risk, high-reward move. Hell, the Panthers were trying to give him away. Why not take Deontay? You need wide receiver depth. Hey, you're still in a good shape as a successful team, but what if somebody gets hurt? Maybe you can use Deontay. Deontay probably believing in himself and feeling how he feels about himself. He didn't want to take a backseat and just be a depth piece to Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, guys like that. So he's pissed off. He's pissed off. And so he doesn't go into the game, which is completely unacceptable, and he's suspended. And so the cycle continues. I just don't know if I've ever seen anybody fumble the bag more than Deontay Johnson. I don't know what he had going on in Carolina, but everybody was trying to protect you. You ran a route, you stopped on your route. Andy Dalton, even the vet, was frustrated with you. He didn't throw you under the bus. Reports came out, when they asked about it, they said y'all just talked about it man to man and y'all sorted it out. Clearly it wasn't sorted out. You quitting on route resulting in Andy Dalton throwing an interception. And Bryce Young was playing bad, but it was just easy. It made Bryce low-hanging fruit. Bryce was low-hanging fruit to blame for Deontay Johnson's antics and the way he was acting and the way he played. Bryce Young was bad, trust me. But it's potentially the fact that he had to be focused on Deontay might have been hampering him. And Deontay did have a couple productive games against some bad corners and defenses. But it just feels like if Deontay Johnson had stayed down, sucked it up with the Panthers to suffer through the year, he could have left. Even if he didn't want to be around, he could have forced his way out the same way he pretty much forced his way out during the year. hit free agency after having a fairly productive year of being the focus in Carolina and got the bag. Instead, he didn't like it. He was impatient. He moved on to the Ravens, and now he's just a forgotten number. Not only was he unproductive, which was hurting his value, now we're hearing more reinforced messaging of what your problem was with Pittsburgh and with Carolina. And now it's happening again. You're being paid, your salary is being paid by two different teams currently. Pittsburgh is paying some of your salary and Carolina's paying some of your salary. The truth is, you're not on neither of those rosters. Something is a problem, bro. Like, come on. It can't be everybody else's fault. It can't be everybody else's fault. It can't be. And this is a guy that I wanted Deontay to stick around. I was cool force feeding him. I knew he was a diva. I was cool with saying, hey, listen, man, we don't get these type of talented receivers around here too often. He's a receiver. He's a diva. Just give him the ball and he'll be happy. I was with it. I was even open to giving him a potential extension. This is me. Coming clean. But I was wrong. This dude looking like he's a problem, man. It's looking like he's a problem. And he's his own work. This is a fumble of tremendous proportion. I'm thinking he could have got at least $20 million from the Panthers. The going rate is $20, $25 million for these type of wide receiver ones. He was probably going to be on pace for 1,000, 1,100 something yards with us. And now, what is he going to get? Somebody said a vet minimum. Maybe. But going from what, $2, $3 million or a prove-it deal, whatever it may be, from a potential $18 to $20 million, you cost yourself double-digit M's. That's hustling backwards, dog. That's hustling backwards. Hustling backwards. It's crazy to see. Crazy to see. Yeah, it looks like we dodged that bullet. Rock, you right. Yeah, Josh. I mean, I think maybe feel like you have to force feed Deontay. Might have been something in the back of Bryce's head that was kind of getting him, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, I don't know. There's a mental standpoint about it as well. It may seem weird, like, oh, why would playing with a better receiver make Bryce play bad? But, like, there's a mental aspect that comes with a guy that's going to be a squeaky wheel, that you know you have to get happy, that the coaches are telling you that, hey, everything starts and ends with him. Kelvin said Johnson's a future Cowboy. Jerry Jones loves his type. True. Potentially. If you don't make it with the Steelers, who always take their chances on those sketchy guys, the Cowboys are the next best thing. They always take them chances on those types. Says his own worst enemy. For sure. Ms. Rand said he's a diva. Man, it's I mean, and most receivers are divas, but this is just crazy. At least guys like Stephon Diggs, that we are known divas or whatever, at least show up and go in the game. Seeing Bryce's progression, do you think he tried to come back? No way. That bridge with the organization is burnt, at least. Bryce don't seem to be too hung up about it. Bryce spoke well about it when he left. But I just don't think I think it's a wrap. I think the ship has sailed on Deontay here. But all right, guys, let's talk about the game. So who's to blame? Who's to blame for the Panthers giving away a Sunday giveaway? We used to do Sunday giveaways when Cam Newton was the quarterback, but we just did a Sunday giveaway again to the Tampa Bay Bucs. So who's to blame? I think there's a couple things that you can point at to try to figure it out. But for me, for me, and y'all know me on this channel, I got to look at Eddy Piñeiro. I got to look at Eddie P. You got to come to the front of the congregation, Eddie. Come on. Come on, man. This dude missed 2 field goals, 2 of them. That could have changed the whole tempo of the game. If you give us a lead, the defense maybe can pass rush a little bit more. The running game is not really a big factor for the Bucs because they're playing catch up. But even that, 2 field goals is only 1 possession. So, okay. But I tweeted it out. Eddie P, him taking the title of the most accurate kicker in NFL history from Justin Tucker, it was the kiss of death. The kiss of death. The man had the title of the most accurate kicker in NFL history for a total of 2 weeks because we all knew that it was fraudulent. You know, you get a phone call, it's potential fraud, scam likely, all that. That was Eddy Piñeiro. It was. Because his nickname was supposed to be De Niro. And these were not hard field goals. We know he don't have a strong leg. But inside of 50, you're supposed to be money. But you missed twice inside of 50. You missed inside of 40 one time, damn it. That's unacceptable. You got one job. And even his kickoffs are kind of shaky too. And this just makes sense why the team brought in competition during training camp. It makes sense why they refused to pay him during camp. Because, Eddie, you're just not clutch. You get into your head. Once you miss one, we know another one's coming. We still hadn't forgiven you from the Atlanta game. The organization has. That's why they kept you around. But we have not. Because if you make them field goals, we maybe go to the playoffs for the first time since 2017. Maybe going to the playoffs is what keeps Steve Wilks around. Maybe keeping Steve Wilks around keeps Frank Wright away, and we're not trash all over again. And we might be in a whole different multiverse. There's a lot of things that spiraled out of this organization because Eddy Piñeiro did not come through for us against the Falcons. So I got to put a lot of it on there. I got to put a lot of it on Eddie. He is who we thought he was. Just point blank, period. Point blank, period. Yeah. Bruh. He was on vacation. He was in the tropics, bruh. He was in the tropics during camp, holding out for a new bag. The Panthers didn't blink. They brought in competition. The competition wasn't great, but they didn't blink. They need to bring in more competition. Maybe it'll make him kick good like he did in camp. But Eddie P let us down, man. He let us down. But we also got to put a little bit of blame on Dave Canales and the offense. Because in the red zone, we saw it last week against the Chiefs. You can't keep kicking field goals in the red zone. Last week, you went 2 of 6 in the red zone. This week, you go 1 of 4. Field goals get you beat. And somebody argued with me on Twitter. They're saying that, we played Mahomes, scoring 20-something points like we did against the Chiefs and Mahomes, even if you kick field goals. Field goals don't get you beat. Normally, that should be good enough to win the game. It wasn't good enough to beat Baker Mayfield on one leg, who was playing horrible. It wasn't. You let these teams hang around by kicking field goals, they're going to bite you in the butt. Ron Rivera even has talked about those missed opportunities and kicking field goals and how to get you beat. When will y'all listen and learn? 2 of 6 in the red zone is 33%. This week, 1 of 4. That's 25%. Unacceptable. Even scoring one extra time last week or this week would have won the game probably. It changes completely changes the outcome of the game. The offense is a problem. It's a problem. You can't settle for field goals and let these teams hang around, especially when your defense is as bad as we know it is. Dave Cannell is being conservative some of these times too, not going for it on fourth. Be aggressive. Your defense is trash. Be aggressive. Your offense has been rolling the past couple weeks. Be aggressive. Have some faith. Didn't go for it on fourth down not once that game. Not once. 0 for 0 on fourth down. Be aggressive. Try to get cute one time running a flea flicker from the 30-yard line. Nothing happened. Every time this dude gets in plus territory, he tries a trick play. We have not hit a trick play all season. Have we hit a trick play all season? We tried a few times. Have we hit a trick play all season? Have we hit one? We tried that little flea flicker. It didn't work. And then we're in the red zone trying to pass. You try to throw a fade route one-on-one to your big body wide receiver. You're throwing it outside of the paint. You're throwing it into the front row, not giving anybody a chance. The NFL media didn't even have a chance to catch that pass, Bryce. As good as you played, you got to keep it in play. At least give Leggett a chance. You're throwing it outside the paint. Overthrows by Bryce. And then one drive, we did try to run it. Jonathan Brooks was in there. We did try to run it. Couldn't really get it all the way. On third down, you run a scramble drill. Bryce Young gets out of the pocket. Xavier Leggett is running out of bounds. He's running in the white. No field awareness to see where you're at on the field to stay in bounds. You catch the ball, but you're behind the pylon. You're behind the white paint. You over there sitting on the little part where it says inspire change or beat cancer. You out there on outside of the field, not even close to being in bounds. So not being smart, not executing, bad play calling, and missed field goals. The red zone doing dumb stuff that's making us settle for the field goals. If we hit even one more touchdown in the red zone, one of the scenarios, the game is completely different. But even before halftime, man, we were in the red zone. We could have scored one time. The other thing I have to blame in is the refs. And I hate to blame the refs because we know that refs are universally trash. In any sport, they're universally trash. Trash. But my goodness, the Thielen robbery was trash. I knew something was going to happen when a ref went down in action early in the game. It wasn't even during action. A player was backpedaling onto the field. The ref wasn't looking. He ran into him and got hurt. I said, "Oh Lord, we got a short staff crew. We down one ref." I was like, "Where are the replacement refs? They only have replacement refs during the playoffs? I thought they had replacement refs on the sideline." Nope. We instead of having 9 refs, we got 8. Now there's only one ref in the backfield that looks for holding. He's watching all 5 men in the box for holding. I doubt any holding was ever called the rest of the game. I have to go back and look. But Bryce is Thielen in the hands. And so Thielen got to take a little bit of blame because had he caught it the first time, we wouldn't have to worry about no juggle. You take it out of the ref's hands. These 90-something-year-old men trying to watch football and guys that are playing at 15, 20, 25 miles per hour running around hitting each other. Don't make it easy. Don't put it in their hands. Because if you put it in the ref's hands, they're gonna blow it. Thielen, you should have caught it clean the first time. But even then, you secured it. But, we don't have the proper angle. On one angle, the ref, he's bending over the catch, and we can't see if he finishes the process of the catch. The other angle, the goalpost is blocking. We don't have the broadcast angle. Since nobody gives a damn about the Panthers, we don't have enough cameras. My brother in Christ, the college football, the umpire has a camera on his hat. We see pylon cam every game, every Sunday. Pylon cam. We got blimps in the air. We have spider cams. We have drones. We have everything. But you mean to tell me we don't have no line going down the end zone from the other side to see that Thielen caught this pass and continued the process of the catch? We don't have that angle? We don't? All right, man. All right, man. All right, man. All right, man. Only the Panthers, bro. Only the Panthers. You got, bro, they don't have a camera in every pylon? They don't have a camera in every pylon? I thought they did. They don't have a pylon cam? Like, come on. That's crazy. And the refs talking about some, don't blame us, blame Fox. Blame Fox broadcast team for not having the proper angle. We pretty much saw the only angles that you guys saw. Like, come on, man. A billion dollar corporation, by the way. The NFL is $1 billion, multi-billion dollar organization, by the way. Doesn't have the camera angle to see the correct play on the field. They called it wrong. They called it wrong. And then they don't have the evidence to see that they was wrong. So they gotta stick to the fact that they was wrong. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. If you put stuff in the refs' hands, they are going to mess it up. We've been getting hosed all year. Billy Mack, what's good, brother? Yeah, the Panthers media team had a better angle. Like, come on, fam. Come on, man. What we doing? What we doing? It's absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it was clearly a touchdown. They just didn't have the evidence. They didn't have the evidence. They can't go by what they didn't see. And they can't go by what they can't see. It doesn't matter what happened if they can't see what happened. That's the sad part about it. $1 billion corporation, by the way. $1 billion corporation. Didn't have the camera angle. Like I said, it's crazy. Crazy to me. Crazy to me. But last but not least, man, to blame is this dang defense. The defense. The defense, bro, they've been bad all year, bro. But giving up 150 yards to 5'7", 190 pound. And shout out to Bucky Irvin, man. No slight to him, bro. Bucky Irvin has been a great player. I was wrong about his draft prospect. I didn't think he was athletic enough to be that small, but this dude is a good running back. But 153 yards to rookie Bucky Irvin. The brother is 5'7", 190 pounds. We the same size. Me and Bucky Irvin are literally the same size. I weighed in this morning. I'm 5'7" and 3/8. Or 5'7" and 3/4. Sorry. but I'm definitely 191 pounds. We are the same size. The Carolina Panthers defense could not stop me running the ball out there. You gave me 22 carries like they gave Bucky Irvin. I'm giving you a buck 10, a buck 20. I promise you. I'm in the gym. Me and Bucky Irvin are the same measurables. I'm giving the Panthers defense 110, 120 yards. You give me 20 carries. I'm sorry. The way they looking, they gave up over 200 yards again on the ground. 236 total yards rushing on the ground. I'm going for 120. I'm going for a buck 20 on the Panthers defense. Period. I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym. Because this is pathetic. Just lack of gap integrity, lack of tackling. Look, we're last in the league in rushing. Fine. A lot of the numbers were not even skewed. Everybody runs on this. It's bad. But when you're that bad, bro, week in and week out, every team, whether they're good at running the ball or they're not, they are going to try to establish the run on you. You know it. It sucks. You made your bed. You 13 weeks into the season. This is the bed you've made. Every week you are going to be tested. It sucks, but you're going to be tested if you can stop the run. Suck it up. Get it together. Do what you need to do. Getting the football ran on you is challenging your manhood. You got grown men lined up across from you telling you that, hey, we know y'all suck at this. We're going to push y'all out the way so this man behind me that's 5'7", 190 pounds is going to run through where y'all supposed to be. He's trying to get to where you're standing right now. I'm going to push you out the way from where you're standing right now so this man behind me can run. Somebody's moving you against your will out the way so somebody can come take your spot. That's watering it down as simple as it is. And they're doing it to you every week. You're the worst in the league at stopping a run. And it ain't no more excuse to like last year, like, oh, we're getting blown out, so teams are just running on us. We're getting blown out, so teams are just running out the clock on us and running. No. You're getting gashed. You're lucky these offensive coordinators are too stupid and undisciplined to commit to the run. Everybody wants to be pass happy. Dave Canales gets pass happy. The Buccaneers coach, offensive coordinator Liam Cohn, he gets pass happy. He kept wanting to throw with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was not on that game. Baker Mayfield had 2 picks, 3 picks? They still didn't really want to run the ball, even though it was their clearly most successful thing. They could have ran for 300 if they wanted to, if they had really stuck to it and stopped letting Baker throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to suck it up. Every week, you're going to be tried. You got to suck it up and step up and make it happen. You made this bed for yourself. Every week, they're going to challenge you to stop the run. Ron the Goat, what up, though? I'm sorry, man. This game just hit all my football fan triggers. I hate bad refs. I hate bad kickers. And I hate bad run defense. It triggered me, man. It triggered me. This game triggered me, dog. Eddy P missing 2 field goals. Refs completely missing botched replays and touchdowns, changing the outcome of the game. Panthers defense giving up 236 yards rushing to Bucky Irving. 5'7", 190-pound Bucky Irving. Come on, man. I'm triggered. Appreciate you, Billy Matt, for the super chat. My guy. Appreciate you, bro. But also, I got to put some on Eddy. On Chuba. Chuba got to take this on the chin, man. And y'all know me. I'm a big Chuba guy. I've been carrying the torch for years. One of the few that was on his side when it wasn't cool to be on his side. Fumbling and clutch after a clutch play by Bryce when the game was sealed. You know you getting the ball. The defense know you getting the ball. Only thing that loses us the game is a turnover, and you turn it over. You got to take it on the chin, man. And I say Chuba for last because all of that stuff, if all that stuff doesn't happen that I named before Chuba's not even in a position. We're not even in overtime for it to be necessary. And I know some of y'all feel like every time you buy a player's jersey, he either gets hurt or something bad happens. It can't feel good for y'all. Kelvin said, you just lost my jersey purchase until next offseason. And I can't blame Chuba too much because he's been carrying us. The Giants game, he was the biggest reason why we won. Before Bryce started actually cooking, Chuba was the one doing his thug dizzle. Now everybody's loading the box, and it's on Bryce. Partially why Bryce Young has been playing well is because of Chuba. But Chuba got to take this one on the chin. But I know the type of guy Chuba is, just based off the hard work that he's put in since being here. He's going to be better from this. He's going to be better from this. Billy Man said, Chuba's been so much for this year, just one of those rare occasions. We watched Henry give the ball up a few weeks ago. Yep, it happens. It happens. Just horrible timing in a game that we felt like we were in the bag, especially after their kicker missed a field goal. The timing was just – timing sucked. The timing sucked. Chuba got to take it on the chin, bro. Chuba got to take it on the chin. He'll be better. He knows better, and he'll be better. I have faith in Chuba. Always have. Always have. But speaking of running backs, man, Jonathan Brooks looked good out there, man. If you haven't seen my film breakdown, as soon as you're done watching this, go check out my Jonathan Brooks film breakdown. It should get you hype, even more hype. Because what I saw was great. He was confident cutting off that knee. It was no limitations. He was breaking tackles. I'm telling y'all, he is different. He's different than what we got. We don't have a lot of guys that can make guys miss, break tackles, and make big plays. That first touch, he caught the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He shook a corner one-on-one, shook Vita Vea, ended up with 18 yards. Mind you, this guy is 6 feet, 215 pounds. He is not small. 6 feet is big, man. 6 feet is big. We're gonna have a nice little combination, bro. We're gonna have a nice little combination at running back. I'm excited. But I talked about Chuba, and the reason why is like Chuba is a big reason for Bryce Young's success. Let's talk about it. Because Bryce Young, these past 2 games have been something serious. Bryce Young has looked like the franchise quarterback we hoped he could be. The scramble drill, delivering from the pocket, running when necessary to score touchdowns, getting rid of the ball, not taking sacks, not turning the ball over. Bryce Young has been on one, man. He's been on one. Is it a long-term answer? We got to keep it up. We got to keep it up for him to do it. But he's definitely earned the right to be the quarterback next year. No question. No question. No question. But why has Bryce Young been so successful these past 2 games? Let's talk about some of the numbers. Because what's going on is teams are really stacking the box to stop the run. Because of Chuba in our O-line, they're stacking the box. This past Sunday, Chuba Hubbard faced a stacked box on 66% of his carries. That was the highest total in the league. Now, a stacked box is 8 defenders. There's only 11 on the field, mind you. So that means 8 of the defenders are in the box. You got 2 corners outside, and you got 1 safety over the top. 66% of the time, Chuba ran into that crowded scenario. Mind you, we're only going to have, 5 offensive linemen, maybe a couple tight ends top, so that's 7. Most of the time, 6 in there to run the ball. So that's an advantageous scenario for the defense. So when they're putting 8 in the box, there's only 3 deep or out wide for coverage. So Bryce Young is getting favorable matchups and defensive looks for the pass. Most of these teams are just daring Bryce Young to beat them. Some of these looks are damn near disrespectful to our receivers and to Bryce Young. Because they stack in the box and just say, hey, we know y'all going to try to run. We don't think Bryce Young's going to be able to beat us with his arm, so we're going to take away Chuba Hubbard. We just seen what y'all try to do to the Giants. And every other team in the league, we know Chuba Hubbard's toward one of the highest rushing totals in the league currently. So 66% of the time, Chuba Hubbard has faced a stacked box. That was the highest in the league this past Sunday. What else are they doing? They're blitzing like crazy. Because they have stacked boxes, because they don't believe in our wide receivers, they're blitzing heavy. Bryce Young was blitzed on 58% of his dropbacks versus the Bucs. That was the highest in the league for week 13. 58% he was blitzed. Bryce Young went 16 for 31 for 177 yards, 3 drops, and 4 throwaways against the blitz. Pretty good. Pretty good. Hell, against the Chiefs, he was blitzed 40% of the time. That was the 4th highest total that week in the league. He went 11 for 14, 123 yards and a touchdown. So Bryce Young has been beating the blitz, making quick decisions, getting the ball out so the blitz can't get there, and making the defense pay for blitzing. Disrespectful look. I talked about it. Stack boxes against the run. Blitzing him heavy to try to speed him up and make him make a mistake. And the other thing that defenses have been doing has been challenging the wide receivers on the outside. They saw last week that David Moore is leading the team in targets. As productive as he is, Adam Thielen is one of our leading receivers as well. He ain't putting no fear in nobody. He ain't putting no fear in nobody. So teams are going to play some man coverage and challenge the wide receivers. The Bucs ran man coverage 29% of the time on Sunday. According to PFF, they ran man coverage 29% of the time. Their season average running man coverage is only 15%. So they're doing things they don't even normally do because they're not worried about our receivers. They're going to play man coverage. Teams don't believe in David Moore and rookie Xavier Legette and Adam Thielen. They don't. They're not afraid of them. So they're going to play man coverage. They're going to blitz at a high rate and challenge the receivers to make plays, try to speed Bryce Young up. So Bryce Young is taking advantage of this, knowing where the answers are when they blitz him and taking advantage and beating the blitz, being decisive when he makes decisions where they're scrambling and throwing it away, taking off when his man coverage and the defender's backs are turned, or throwing it up when they play man coverage. He's picking his matchup that he likes, and he's giving his guy a chance. That's all he's doing. And it's all being set up because of that run, because of us establishing the run all year like Dave Canales wanted to do. Even though we don't go to it enough, that threat of the run is enough. That people are respecting it, crowding the box, and forcing Bryce Young to beat us. And it's giving Bryce Young advantageous looks to make plays. Josh is right. They played us like this last year too. But back then, Bryce Young has started to learn what's NFL open and what's college open. College open, guys are screaming. NFL open, if he's one-on-one, you got to throw him open. And Bryce Young has been accurate with that. He's been decisive with that. And he's been making defenses pay. So let's recap. Teams have been stacking the box against the Panthers because they run the ball so well all year. Stack box by Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard faced a stack box 66% of his carries this past Sunday. Not a lot of room. They're blitzing Bryce Young heavy. Bryce Young was blitzed 58% of his dropbacks versus the Bucs. That was the highest rate in the NFL this week. 16 for 31, 177 yards and 3 drops versus the blitz. No turnovers. And they're challenging the wide receivers on the outside. They're simply playing man coverage. The Bucs don't play man coverage, but set 15% of the time on the year. They doubled that and played man coverage almost 30% of the time versus the Panthers because they don't like the receivers. But Bryce Young is making them pay, giving his guys a chance. Most of the time, those guys are helping him out. There's been a lot of drops, but Bryce Young has been decisive against the blitz. He's diagnosed it. He's kept his composure. He scrambled when necessary. And giving his guys a chance, realizing what's the difference between college open and professional open. This is the growth of Bryce Young. He really looks like that point guard. Almost 300 yards this past game. If it weren't for some drops, probably would have been that 300 easily. We got the Thielen drop. David Moore had a couple drops. Legette had drops. Felipe Franks had a drop. This is a new and improved Bryce Young. Yeah, the good O-line has definitely been huge. It's allowed Bryce to get comfortable. He finally trusts the O-line. He trusts his receivers. It's about trust, big trust. And he's making the plays. He's making the plays. You guys make sure you get a video thumbs up if you have not. We're rolling. Got a couple more things to talk about. Because those wide receiver drops are becoming a problem, man. We aren't good enough to be missing them type of opportunities, dude. Like there's not a lot of room for error because we don't have an abundant amount of talent. We have opportunities to make plays out there. And Bryce Young is playing well. But guys have to catch the ball. And I know we get Jatavian Sanders back. And we get Coker back. But we need everybody to step up. And speaking of stepping up, Tommy Tremble had a good game. Tommy Tremble, I'm anxious to finally get a chance to see him and JT Sanders on the field at the same time. I want to see more of that. Both these guys have flashed and made some big plays for us. That scramble drill between Tommy Tremble and Bryce Young was beautiful. We know JT Sanders was doing his thing before he got hurt. I thought he was going to have a career game against the Chiefs. The way things looked, it felt like he was going to have a career game. The way things were setting up. Big Jordan said, we need T. We need T or Tech. I'm just saying, I know we need defense, but T or Tech. to your tech. Especially now that Bryce Young is throwing these 50-50 balls, and even when guys are covered, he's giving guys a chance, throwing with anticipation, throwing the spots. Guys are actually being in the spots they're supposed to be. The trust that they're going to be there is there. I love it. But let's land on this defense, man. I have to give defense credit. They play better than their expectations. The bar is on the floor. The bar is on the floor for the defense. They only gave up 2 out of 12 on third down, which is great. They really had Baker Mayfield in a blender. They really had Baker Mayfield in a blender. Forced 2 turnovers, had 4 sacks. But when you give up 236-yard rushing, it doesn't matter. When on the final drive, again, you give up a scramble. You lose lane integrity. As good as DJ Wonnum has been, this is back-to-back weeks where he's let a quarterback get out the back door on a clutch drive to set up to make a game-winning play because of letting them scramble. It was Patrick Mahomes that killed us last week. It was Baker Mayfield on one leg this week. Just guys make plays ever so often, but nobody does the right thing at the right time at the same time. There's no cohesion. Everybody's not in their gap. Everybody's not having their right proper leverage against the run. They're not shedding the blocks. They're not making gang tackles. Yeah, Clowney will make a play. Juan will make a play. X will make a play. JC will make a play. Fuller even made a play. Josie made it plays. But everybody's not. Ashawn too. I mean, not forget about Ashawn. Hell, even DJ Johnson made a play. But on a consistent down-by-down basis, people aren't doing their job at the same time, and so we continuously get gashed. Missed tackles, being out of position. This system has not stopped the run since Ajiro Evero has been here. So you got to miss me with the Derrick Brown excuse. You got to miss me with the Derrick Brown excuse, because even when Derrick Brown was healthy last year, we still sucked against the run. We have not been able to stop the run since Ajiro has been here, man. And like I said, it's not going to get easier. People are going to keep trying to run the ball on us. That's just the way it is. You made the bed, you got to lay in it. I'm so disgusted by this defense every week. Every week. It's embarrassing. Defense used to mean something around this franchise. It used to. Now it don't. We'll get right game. Big Roo said we need a leader on defense. I mean, Shaq is hurt. Shaq was the leader, but it don't matter. It don't. We need an injection of talent this offseason for this defense in the worst way. Yeah, Trimble played good ball. But yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out my Jonathan Brooks video. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, man. Check out the Jonathan Brooks video. Do we need to change DCs this year? I would love a change of philosophy. Yeah, we need young building blocks on defense. I don't want to spend no money on defense like that. We need young building blocks. Go ahead, draft some playmakers. I'm good with taking the lumps from a young defense if we had to. But I'm ready for a philosophical shift, personally. I'm ready for a philosophical change on defense. They haven't really committed like high draft capital to it. But like Michael Wilson said, we had 2 drafts to get Evero, his 3-4 guys. So I don't think you're not having the right skill guys is the problem. They've been trying to do patchwork with vets and get late round guys. And it hasn't really worked out. It hasn't. We need some building blocks. So we'll see. But you guys make sure you check out that Jonathan Brooks film breakdown. Support your boy. Check it out. Show some love. Give it a thumbs up. I got to get off here because I'm on baby duty for the rest of the night. So y'all make sure y'all take it easy. Stay up. Stay blessed. Happy holidays. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Hope you had a safe Thanksgiving. Hope you ate a lot of turkey. Hope you enjoyed time with the family. Hope you got some Christmas shopping done on Black Friday. But I got to get up off here. I got more videos coming. Love you guys. Peace.